There are more insects on Earth than any other kind of animal, trillions upon trillions of them, in every corner of the planet. Most are harmless, but a small number are among the deadliest creatures alive, killing more people every year than sharks, snakes, and lions combined. Some do it with venom, some with sheer numbers, and the deadliest of all does it silently, one tiny bite at a time. These are the 10 most dangerous insects in the world, and we are counting down to the single most lethal creature humanity has ever known. And a quick note on how this list works. It ranks each insect by the real threat it poses to people, which is why the true killers are almost never the ones you would expect. We begin with one that does not kill you, but will absolutely make your skin crawl. Starting at number 10 is a parasite straight out of a horror film, the Botfly. Found mainly in Central and South America, the human Botfly has one of the most disturbing life cycles in nature. The female captures a mosquito or other biting insect and lays her eggs on it, then releases it. When that insect lands on a warm-blooded host, the eggs hatch, and the tiny larvae burrow down into the skin. There, beneath the surface, the larva grows for weeks, feeding on the host's flesh, while the victim can actually feel it moving. It is rarely deadly, but the infestation, known as myiasis, is genuinely horrifying and can cause painful, infected wounds that require the larva to be surgically removed. What makes the Botfly especially unsettling is how stealthy its delivery is, because by hijacking a mosquito to carry its eggs, it ensures the victim never sees the real culprit, feeling only the ordinary bite of the messenger. The Botfly earns its place at number 10, not because it kills, but because few insects on Earth inspire such pure, visceral disgust, a living parasite growing quietly under your skin. At number 9 is an insect you should never, ever crush against your skin, the blister beetle. These beetles, found across much of the world, carry a powerful defensive chemical called cantharidin, one of the most potent blistering agents in nature. The beetle does not bite or sting. The danger comes from contact. If it is squashed or brushed against the skin, it releases the toxin, causing severe, painful blisters and burns. Far more dangerously, if the toxin is somehow ingested, it can be lethal, damaging the kidneys and digestive tract. Throughout history, cantharidin from these beetles was used as a crude and often fatal poison, and it has poisoned livestock that accidentally ate the beetles in their hay. Perhaps its most infamous use came from a related beetle, the source of the notorious substance once sold as a so-called love potion, which in reality was a dangerous poison that caused agonizing internal burns and killed people who took it. Small, unremarkable, and easy to overlook, the blister beetle is proof that in the insect world you do not need fangs or a stinger to be genuinely dangerous. At number 8 is an insect that has caused mass outbreaks of painful injuries, the Rove beetle, known in parts of Africa as the Nairobi fly. Like the blister beetle, it does not bite or sting. Its body contains a potent toxin called pederin, and the harm is done when the beetle is unknowingly swatted or crushed against the skin. The toxin causes a severe burning skin reaction, producing angry red welts, blisters, and painful lesions that can take weeks to heal. When the toxin gets into the eyes, it can cause a painful condition sometimes called Nairobi eye. What makes it so dangerous is its tendency to appear in enormous numbers, swarming around lights at night, which has led to major outbreaks affecting thousands of people at once in Africa and Asia. The simple rule is to blow or flick it off, never crush it. The Rove beetle proves that some of the most widespread insect injuries come not from an attack, but from an accidental reflexive swat. At number 7 is an insect that has toppled civilizations, the locust. On its own, a single locust is just a harmless grasshopper, but under the right conditions, they undergo a terrifying transformation, gathering into swarms that can contain billions of individuals and stretch across hundreds of square kilometers. A single large swarm can eat as much food in a day as tens of thousands of people, stripping entire regions of every green thing in a matter of hours. And here is why it belongs on this list. Throughout human history, locust plagues have caused catastrophic famines, wiping out crops and starving countless people to death. The insect does not bite or sting a single person, yet by destroying the food supply of entire nations, it has indirectly killed more people over the centuries than almost any predator. The locust is a reminder that an insect does not have to touch you to be one of the deadliest forces in human history. At number 6 is a bloodsucker whose bite feels like a hot blade, the horsefly. Unlike a mosquito, which pierces the skin delicately, the female horsefly slashes it open with scissor-like mouthparts and laps up the blood that pools out, which is exactly why the bite is so shockingly painful. But the real danger is not the pain. Horseflies and their relatives are persistent, aggressive biters, and they can transmit a range of serious diseases between animals and, in some cases, humans, including bacterial infections and parasites. Because they feed on multiple hosts, moving from animal to animal, they act as flying needles, carrying pathogens from one victim to the next. They are strong flyers, difficult to swat, and will pursue a target relentlessly. Painful, persistent, and capable of spreading disease, the horsefly is far more than just a summer nuisance. It is a genuine health hazard wherever it swarms. Before we reach the top 5, where the insects turn from painful to genuinely deadly, a quick subscribe really helps the channel keep going. Now, back to the countdown. At number 5 is an insect that hunts in unstoppable armies, the driver ant, also known as the army ant. Found across Africa, these ants form the largest colonies of any insect on Earth, with a single colony containing as many as 22 million individuals. When food runs short, the entire colony goes on the move, forming vast columns that sweep across the ground and devour everything living in their path. Armed with huge, shearing jaws, they overwhelm prey by sheer weight of numbers, and it is said that even elephants will flee from an approaching swarm. For a healthy adult human, an encounter usually means a frantic retreat and a lot of painful bites. But for anyone who cannot move away, an infant, an injured person, or someone who is trapped, a swarm of driver ants is genuinely life-threatening, capable of suffocating and consuming a helpless victim. There is a strange, almost useful side to them, too. In parts of Africa, their powerful jaws have traditionally been used as emergency sutures. The ant is held over a wound until it bites and clamps the skin shut, and then its body is twisted off, leaving the head in place as a natural stitch. Relentless, coordinated, and millions strong, the driver ant is a reminder that in nature, overwhelming numbers can be just as deadly as any venom. At number 4 is the largest hornet on Earth, and one of the most feared, the Asian giant hornet, better known as the murder hornet. Reaching around 5 centimeters long, with a 1/4-inch stinger, this enormous wasp delivers a venom containing a potent cocktail of tissue-destroying and neurotoxic compounds. A single sting is agonizing, described as feeling like a hot nail driven into the flesh, and because the hornet can sting repeatedly, Multiple stings can be fatal even to a person with no allergy at all, causing organ failure. In Japan alone, these hornets kill an estimated 30 to 50 people every year, and in one devastating outbreak in China, they killed dozens and injured well over 1,000. They are also a nightmare for honeybees, capable of decapitating an entire hive of thousands in a matter of hours. Enormous, aggressive when threatened, and armed with venom potent enough to kill outright, the murder hornet fully lives up to its terrifying name. At number 3 is a silent killer that has shaped the map of an entire continent, the Tsetse fly. Found across sub-Saharan Africa, this biting fly transmits the parasites that cause African sleeping sickness. The disease unfolds in cruel stages, beginning with fevers and aching joints. Then, as the parasites invade the brain, producing the confusion, personality changes, and shattered sleep cycles that give the illness its name, before ending in coma and death. Left untreated, it is very nearly always fatal. For generations, sleeping sickness killed on a massive scale and rendered huge, fertile stretches of Africa too dangerous for people or their cattle to settle. Sustained medical efforts have driven cases down dramatically in recent years, a genuine triumph. But the fly is still out there, still carrying the parasite. Few insects have ever held such power over where human beings could and could not live. At number 2 is an insect with a strangely gentle name and a deeply sinister method, the kissing bug. It earns its name from its habit of biting people on the face, around the lips and eyes, while they sleep. The bite itself is not the danger. As it feeds, the bug leaves droppings that can carry a parasite, and when the sleeping victim scratches, they rub that parasite into the wound. The result is Chagas disease, and its cruelty is its patience. A person can carry it silently for years, even decades, feeling perfectly healthy, while the parasite slowly and permanently damages the heart and digestive organs. When it finally reveals itself, often as sudden, fatal heart failure, the damage is already done. Chagas disease kills an estimated 10,000 or more people every year, and millions more are living with the infection right now, most of them completely unaware of the clock ticking inside them. And at number 1, by a margin so vast that nothing else even comes close, the deadliest creature not just among insects, but on the entire planet, the mosquito. No animal on Earth kills more human beings. Depending on the year, the mosquito is responsible for somewhere between 725,000 and 1 million deaths annually, almost all of them through the diseases it transmits as it feeds on human blood. The worst, by far, is malaria, which alone kills around 600,000 people every year, the majority of them young children in sub-Saharan Africa, and that is before you add dengue, yellow fever, Zika, and a host of others. It kills not with strength or venom, but by acting as a living syringe, injecting parasites and viruses directly into the bloodstream. To put the scale in perspective, the lion, the animal we crown as king, kills around 200 people a year. The mosquito kills that many roughly every 3 hours, day after day, without pause. It is the smallest, frailest, most easily swatted animal imaginable, and it is, without the slightest competition, the deadliest thing that has ever shared this planet with us. So here is the truth this countdown reveals. The most dangerous insects are almost never the ones that look the scariest. The giant hornet earns its fearsome reputation, but it is the tiny, silent bloodsuckers, the mosquito, the kissing bug, the tsetse fly, that do the overwhelming majority of the killing, quietly, one bite at a time. In the insect world, Size and menace mean very little, and the deadliest weapon of all is disease. Of course, there are other dangerous insects I could have included, so tell me in the comments, which one surprised you the most? Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.